This video is sponsored by Athletic Greens. Hey guys, salut, this is Alex. Today I want to do a product review. Now this is not something I often do on this channel, but sometimes it just calls for it. Here's a quick disclaimer. Cooksy did not pay me to do this review and I think they were wise not to do so. Come. I recently got this in the mail. This device is made by a company called Cooksy and they claim, buckle up, that this is the closest thing you can have to a Masterchef over your shoulder. My expectations are up there. You can't even see my arm, that's how high they are. I mean, in all fairness, it does look smart. A full metal construction, 2 cameras, one of them is a thermal camera, and the other one is just a normal camera. Well, that is all well and good, Alex, but what does it do? Well, simple. You place this in your kitchen, and it analyzes everything over the stove, and it helps you cook, and I'm quoting, meals to perfection every time. I sprinkled the instead of Alexa, we should call it Gordy. It's raw, you donkey! Enough chit chat, I think we should give this a try. Now, obviously I need my smartphone to monitor the whole thing, to see what the camera sees basically. Alright, now it's connected, I can see a blue light over here. We are live. The main camera is filming what's happening, so I can see my hand moving. Over this image, there's thermal information. And if I touch the screen like this, now I can see that my hand is about 30 degrees Celsius. If I remove it, then the sensor tells me that this is about 22. So I've noticed that I can also adjust the opacity of that thermal layer. So I can go full on predator vision, which is amazing by the way. Or I can go with a very light layering of that information. Now on the bottom of the screen, I can see the temperature. I don't know which temperature it's taking. There's also a record button, there's a timer, and then there's a way to calibrate where the pan is gonna be at. Wow, immediately change is happening. I mean, the thermal vision is always good, right? If I add 2 sensors, I can see that the edges are heating up way faster than the sensor. Maybe in order to make this a little more interesting, we should start a recipe, because I've noticed they've got a library of recipes and it's supposed to be so easy that anybody could do it. I want to do a little omelette. Everyday omelette, what's that? Cherry tomatoes, parmesan cheese, black truffle powder. This is not everyday omelette unless you're a billionaire. No. I want to do something fresh. Red pepper, zucchini and feta. That's the one. So I've just entered the recipe. There's a video playing. I'm guessing this has been recorded with this device because you can also record recipes with this. So let me prepare everything super quick. We'll start the assisted recipe. So red pepper, zucchini and feta omelette by Jeff Knighton, which happens to be the founder of the Cooksy company.
Preheat to 219 degrees.
Now I'm seeing on screen that my pan is slowly getting hot. I'm ready for the next step.
In 20 seconds add 1 tablespoon olive oil to pan.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1... Okay, so I just want to thank today's sponsor, Athletic Greens. I want to show you how I start my days, basically my morning ritual. So for the past few weeks, every morning on an empty stomach, I have been drinking a nutritional drink called AG1, right here, by Athletic Greens. That has me really excited about simplifying my health routine. It has 75 different ingredients, including vitamins, minerals, superfood, probiotics, and adaptogen. So everything's in there. Especially during the winter season, I'm mostly looking at supporting my immunity system, and AG1 helps me doing so. There you go, that's exactly how I start my day. AG1 has no GMOs, no herbicides, pesticides, no artificial colors, flavors, preservatives or sweeteners. It is in many ways way more than your average green powder. Regular greens powder provide critical phytonutrients, but these nutrients don't always empower your gut health. AG1 creates an environment where your gut can thrive so the body can thrive too. And it does so by delivering the phytonutrient blend along with the multivitamin, probiotics, adaptogens and more. If you want to give it a try, go to athleticgreens.com/Alex to get started on your order. Athletic Greens is going to give my community a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D3 plus K2 and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. Thank you Athletic Greens for sponsoring this video. Now back to it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Alright, now add 1 tablespoon olive oil to pan.
Okay.
It's time to add 1/2 chopped red onions to pan and add 1/2 chopped red bell pepper to pan.
Check your
pan temperature.
I don't think the problem is coming from the temperature, it's coming from the fact that this is measuring
In 20 seconds
this.
add 1/2 chopped zucchini to pan.
Let me stir, it's gonna burn.
Now it's time to add 1/2 chopped zucchini to pan. In 20 seconds stir ingredients.
Ah, finally. This is borderline painful for me to do this. 5 seconds.
It's time to stir ingredients.
Check my
Check
pan.
your pan temperature.
I think I'm in the green. It should be fine. I feel like I don't own my own cooking. I want to season it. It's like I'm a slave to the recipe now.
In 20 seconds stir ingredients.
In 20 seconds, I'm allowed to stir ingredients. Okay.
Stir ingredients. In 20 seconds add salt to pan and stir ingredients.
Finally, we're seasoning.
Now remove ingredients from pan. Now heat to 65 degrees.
Hold on a second.
In 20 seconds add
Wait a
1 cup
second.
butter to pan. Now it's time to add 1 pat butter to pan.
Wait a minute. Hop. Back on track. They didn't say stir, I shouldn't be stirring.
In 20 seconds stir 1 pat butter.
Good boy.
Check your pan temperature.
Too hot, too hot.
In 20 seconds add 1 scrambled egg to pan. Now it's time to add pepper, onion and zucchini to pan.
It's gonna be a bit much, but what do I know?
Let's add crumbled feta cheese to pan and add chopped green onions to pan.
Green onions, okay, and crumbled feta cheese.
In 20 seconds fold over omelette and remove ingredients from pan. Okay, fold over omelette and remove ingredients from pan.
It's too full. Ah, marron. Almost. So this is the masterpiece that I just made, thanks to my smart assistant. Looks a little messy, but it doesn't look bad. Alright, now is the time to dive in and see what it tastes like. I can already tell you that the egg is overcooked. It smells good, it's brown, it has some attitude, some personality. I love that. But the egg is overcooked. The filling inside is pretty nice. And I'm not saying the flavor profile is interesting. I'm more interested in how they are cooked. Are they cooked to the right doneness? And I feel like yes. The zucchinis are soft, bell peppers are cooked, onions, they're not raw anymore. There is a bit of char going on, a bit of caramelization as well. That's pretty nice. That is pretty good. Now, what to think about the experience itself? So from what I've understood, this is aiming at beginners mostly, and it's really some sort of a guide, something that is really reassuring. So the fact that I felt a little trapped for me is probably just guided for a beginner. I'm cool with that. Following the recipe was pretty easy, especially with the video on screen and the prompting, the audio prompting, like...
In 20 seconds add 1/2 chopped zucchini to pan.
It really felt like a car GPS, but for cooking. Please turn around, stop, turn around. Now what is wrong, Alex? What is wrong? There are two things. First of all, when the temperature wasn't right in the pan, the app told me...
Check your pan temperature.
That's exactly what I need from a smart assistant. However, when I was a little behind... Wait a minute! I didn't feel like the app was aware that the ingredient she was asking me to add wasn't in the pan at that moment. It's got a camera, so it should be aware that there is nothing in the pan at that moment. Unless it were to be not that smart. Let me just clean this up and start again something. Well, that kitchen towel is a dream to work with, so it's not just a beauty. It's a little too early to talk about it, but I'll do this, I promise. Now, I just want to know how smart that assistant is. So over here I've got an easy recipe, it's called Over Easy Egg. It requires a pat of butter and an egg. So I've got a pat of butter right here, and I've got an egg in there. Cling. Waiting for the sensor.
Preheat to 122 degrees.
It's going up a little too fast. You should just analyze the curve and tell me, Alex, it's going too fast.
Now add 1 small pat of butter to pan and stir ingredients.
Pat of butter to pan.
Now it's time to add 1 egg to pan.
Oops! I have no eggs in this box. What am I supposed to do? Hold on a second.
In 20 seconds, flip 1 egg.
That's exactly the problem. That app has no idea right now if there is or there isn't an egg in the pan. And yet it has a camera. It's connected to the internet. It could use some machine learning to do this.
It's time to flip 1 egg.
I'm gonna flip my egg. In being an intelligent assistant, it is failing. So to sum things up, the two problems that I've found, even though the thermal imaging is amazing, that thing is not waiting for me. Like, I wasn't at the right temperature at some point, I was too high, I think. The Cooksy device told me, your pan is not at the right temperature. Great, let me adjust it. But then, it doesn't stop. It keeps on with the recipe, instead of just waiting for me to be ready. Definitely the thermal imaging is not perfect, even though it is bringing some measurement and some kind of feedback. Unlike the second problem, which is even greater, the camera is doing nothing. It's almost like it is blind to what's happening in front of its eyes. It's a bit of a shame, to be honest, because I wouldn't say no to a super high resolution camera, monitoring everything that's happening, doing remarks or suggestions like,
this oil should not be at its smoking point.
clearly you are ruining this steak by boiling it instead of searing it.
This is dangerous.
I'm shutting off.
Good day to you, sir.
The promise is interesting. We could benefit from having a third eye on the situation. Let's say I'm just going to wash my hands or somebody's at the door. This guy could be monitoring things and preventing catastrophes from happening, for example. That would be great. Instead, this is some sort of a gadget for like geeky cooks who are interested in knowing more about the surface temperature of their pans when they add this or that ingredient. I'm probably gonna give this away on my Patreon page. So if you're following me on Patreon, keep your eyes open. There will be a post about this. If you like these type of videos, I will probably do more product reviews on very specific niche objects in the future. I hope you enjoy this. We catch up in the next one. Bye bye. Salut.